She did it.
Come on, y'all. Come on.
She
Come
did
on,
it.
everybody. Come on. We gotta take a picture.
Oh, she did it. She did it. She did it.
Congratulations to all the graduates.
I love you so much.
By the authority vested in me by the state of California and by the trustees of the California State University, I hereby confirm upon you the baccalaureate degree for which you qualify, with all the rights, privileges, and honors pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Welcome, everyone, to the 2024-2025 Zoom recognition event to honor this year's recipients of the Cal State LA Emeriti Association's fellowships and scholarships. I'm Dr. Patricia Chin, Professor Emerita of the School of Nursing, Cal State LA, board member of the Chin Family Institute housed at Cal State LA, and I am currently president of the Emeriti Association. I'm honored to welcome all of you this afternoon to this very special event. There are many guests joining us. Among them are members of the Emeriti Association, university faculty, and administration. I would especially like to recognize Dr. Bernicia Johnson Eames, president of Cal State Los Angeles. To get us started, we have a special greeting from President Eames on behalf of the university and the campus administrators.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2024-25 Emeriti Association Annual Fellowship Recognition Event. I'm Bernicia Johnson Eames and I am the proud president of Cal State LA. I want to thank the Emeriti Association for its continued commitment to Cal State LA. Once a Golden Eagle, always a Golden Eagle. For even in retirement, your dedication to uplifting our academically excellent students never wavers. The Emeriti Association has been a vital part of our campus community since 1978, working hand in hand with the university in a shared commitment to providing students the tools they need to succeed. At Cal State LA, a student's achievement becomes the family's achievement, which in turn positively impacts the greater community that we serve. There is a reason we rank #1 in the country on upward mobility of students. The graduate fellowships and undergraduate scholarships provide crucial financial support, and equally important, they validate the recipient's hard work, sacrifice, and commitment to their respective fields and encourage them to push forward and continue their path to achievement at Cal State LA and beyond. I am sorry I am unable to join your event, but I am 100% with you in spirit and look forward to hearing about the great Cal State LA success stories that will be shared throughout this afternoon. Have a great event, and remember, we are LA.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eames. We're here this afternoon to acknowledge the students, their families, and their friends who have tuned in to support the students. We all celebrate their outstanding achievements and are hopeful that the financial support that our association provides will make a difference by helping them achieve their educational goals. We also hope that the vote of confidence that these awards represent serve as an important stepping stone leading our recipients toward a prominent future. I hope our student honorees enjoyed viewing the video with which we began today's broadcast. It reminds us all of why we are here, supporting them in all ways that we can to help them achieve their goals of completing their degrees. I believe this video captures the excitement and emotion that we all experience when we attend commencement. It is truly a joyful event. I would like to take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about the Emeriti. Who are we and what do we do? Many people ask, what does Emeriti mean? Emeriti was a Latin word used probably around 400 years ago to describe teachers who serve their students with honor and merit. Today, the university president bestows the honorary title of Professor Emeritus to men or Professor Emerita to women to retired faculty members in recognition of their distinguished service to the university and for their academic accomplishments. In Latin, the term Emeriti includes both men and women, so we are the Emeriti Association. The Cal State LA Emeriti Association has over 500 retired faculty members. The executive committee meets monthly, and the entire membership meets several times each year. We publish a newsletter, the Emeritimes, which provides information about our members and campus activities. We have 2 representatives to the University Academic Senate, providing a voice in faculty government. We have 3 representatives to CSU of IRFSA, the statewide CSU Emeriti Association. We have a lifelong learning program engaging senior citizens in retirement and community centers in continued learning. We also support the university student food pantry. But by far, the most significant effort we undertake is the annual awarding of student fellowships and scholarships. Each fall, we look forward to honoring our recipients. We look forward to hearing about their life and educational journeys and the aspirations in their own words and in their own voices. We are pleased that so many of you are able to join us here today to witness this year's awards presentations. I would like to thank the talented staff at University Events and Protocols for helping in the production of today's webinar. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Alfredo Gonzalez, Chair of the Emeriti Fellowship Committee. I would personally like to recognize and thank Dr. Gonzalez and his very dedicated committee members and readers for the work they do to make this event possible. Dr. Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would also like to welcome you to one of the most significant events of the year hosted by the Emeriti Association. Thank you all for attending. As we all know, students have always had a great need for support of all kinds, but especially financial and moral. That need increased during the pandemic and remains as we are hopefully finally transitioning out of that period. It is a privilege of the Emeriti Association to provide a modest level of support to a number of outstanding students who are deserving and is represented by these awards. I want to say to the students, we believe in what you've accomplished and what we know that you are capable of accomplishing as a scholar, as a professional, and as a leader in your community. The Emeriti Fellowship Scholarship Program exists because of the generous contributions from members of the California University Los Angeles Emeriti Association, but as well as from friends of the association and individuals who have learned of the program and have contributed to support it. The California State University Los Angeles Emeriti Association awards more scholarships and fellowships than all other Emeriti associations in the CSU system. There are two general categories of funds for the scholarships and fellowships awarded by the association. The first is the Emeriti Fund Fellowship. These awards are supported from the Emeriti Fund, an endowment that was created by the association. It exists thanks to the contributions, again, from members and friends of the association. Only graduate students are eligible for Emeriti Fund fellowships from this one pool or pot of money. And this is kind of a historical antecedent to what we are doing now. Graduate students in all fields, however, are eligible for these awards. This year, from this pool, there are 5 Emeriti fellowships being awarded, named in honor of individuals who made significant contributions to the university and or the California State Los Angeles Emeriti Association. These 5 individuals are Dr. Sidney Albert, who was an instrumental in founding both the Emeriti Association and Cal State Los Angeles, but also the CSU system-wide Emeriti Association. Dr. Carol Smallenberg, a founding force of and major contributor still to the Emeriti Fellowship Program. Dr. James M. Rosser, president of Cal State Los Angeles for over 30 years. Dr. Donald O. Dewey, for his many years of service as Dean of the School of Letters and Science, the College of Natural and Social Sciences, and the Emeriti Association. And Dr. Frida Stahl, for her contributions to science education, encouraging and supporting women in STEM fields, and the Emeriti Association. Students selected for each of the 5 named fellowships are studying in the field or a field closely related to that of the person whose honor the fellowship is named in. The second category of awards come from endowments created by individuals or groups in memory of or to honor someone or that bear the name of the donor or donors. I would like to emphasize that all students for each of the 2 categories and the 5 named Emeriti Fund awards all meet the same high standards. Also, this year, we have 2 new awards, the Demetrius J. Markaziotis Memorial Scholarship and Fellowship, and the William A. Taylor Memorial Fellowship and Scholarship. These 2 awards have been established by the families with the support of colleagues and friends of 2 very dear colleagues. More will be said about them, these 2 individuals, a little later in the program. A complete list and description of all Emeriti Association scholarships and fellowships and selection criteria can be found on the Emeriti Association webpage, and you see the URL on the screen. This year, the combined number of Emeriti Fund fellowships and named endowed scholarships is 25, 13 from the Emeriti Fund and 12 from named endowed scholarships and fellowships. Recipients of award this year come from 6 of the 7 colleges and from 18 different departments or programs. These are the categories of the awards that are being recognized this afternoon. Every one of them, every single student, is an outstanding student with amazing potential, both as a scholar and or as a professional. This evening, my colleagues, Dr. Dorothy King, Dr. Jose Galvan, Dr. Kathy Riley, and Deborah Schaefer, Professor Deborah Schaefer, will be introducing our award recipients. In addition, they will also read the statements of award recipients who were unable to join us tonight. I would like to now introduce Dr. King, who will begin introducing some of our recipients for 24-25. Dorothy?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending this event, which honors the accomplishments of deserving students at Cal State LA. My name is Dorothy Keene, Emerita Professor in the College of Education and a member of the Emeriti Association's Fellowship Committee. It is my honor to introduce the 2024-25 recipients of the Name Endowed Scholarships and Fellowships that are administered by our Emeriti Association. As Alfredo explained earlier, these awards are established by individuals or groups to honor the memory of the person whose name they bear. Anthony Salas Hernandez is our first awardee as the recipient of the William E. Lloyd Memorial Fellowship in History. I'm going to ask Anthony now to share his educational journey with you. Anthony?
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you to the Emeriti Association for the support, and thank you, family and friends, for being here. I am a current MA History candidate in my final year. I will also be applying for my PhD in History by the end of this month in December. I selected history as I wanted to use history as a tool to provide a voice for underrepresented communities. Some of my larger goals are to diversify the field of history and to amplify unheard of histories that aren't traditionally included in the ongoing historiography. Being a recipient of this fellowship allows me to focus on my PhD applications as I am in the process of applying to 15 doctoral programs across the US and internationally. I owe my success to my family and specifically to my mother, who has emphasized the importance of education as a tool for social mobility. Especially coming from an undocumented family, I understand that education is not guaranteed at any level. I would also like to thank my professors here at Cal State LA, Dr. Endy, Dr. Ochoa, and Dr. Vergara, all in the history department. I would also like to thank my experience as an undergraduate at the University of Southern California, and I would also like to thank Dr. O'Neill and Dr. Rubenstein. Without the support from my community, as it takes a community to succeed in academics, and my family, I would not be the person I am to be able to complete my MA in history and be applying for my PhD in history. I would like to thank the Emeriti Association for the support in pursuing my larger goals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anthony. And now I would like to introduce the recipient of the Broadwin Family Fellowship and Rehabilitation Counseling, which is in Rehabilitation Services, Hector Valdivia. Hector cannot join us this evening. So sorry about that, Hector, and we'll be thinking of you as we continue this evening. I will move on then to our next recipient, which this year in the David Cameron Fisher Memorial Fellowship is awarded to Cindy Nguyen from the College of Natural and Social Sciences. Cindy was unable to join us today, but she provided us with a statement, which I will now share with you. My name is Cindy Nguyen, and I am beyond honored to be a recipient of the Emeriti Scholarship. Entering Cal State LA through the early entrance program at the age of 15, I set high aspirations despite not having the means as a low-income first-generation student. However, through the generosity of scholarships, I am now in my senior year, finishing up my biology degree and preparing to enter an entry MSN program. While I am on the path to becoming a registered nurse, my long-term goal is to become a family nurse practitioner and open up a nonprofit clinic focused on providing health education and accessibility to underserved communities. Without the support of my own campus and local community, I would have never gotten to where I am today. In the future, I hope to return as a proud Cal State LA alumni who can provide other Golden Eagles with the same opportunities and faith that other people have placed in me. Thank you for making this possible. And we all know that we are going to expect big things of Cindy. Thank you very much for your words, Cindy. And now the next award is one that's rather special to me. It is an award in memory of my husband, Roland L. Carpenter, professor of physics and astronomy. And I'm proud to say that Roland is the one who initiated the astronomy program here at Cal State LA. The recipient of the Roland L. Carpenter Memorial Scholarship is Marley Rapp in physics and astronomy. Marley, who could not join us today, provided the following statement. I am a second-year student in the Cal State LA Physics Master's Program. This year, I was selected as a recipient of the Roland L. Carpenter Memorial Scholarship for the 24-25 academic year. My interest in astrophysics began when I was 16, taking my first physics class in high school. My whole life, I had always excelled in and loved math and science. I was thrilled that math and science could be combined into one subject, physics, and that physics could even be applied to the workings of our universe. Upon discovering this, I decided I would pursue astrophysics as my career, and I haven't wavered since. My undergraduate degree was in honors astronomy and astrophysics and interdisciplinary physics at the University of Michigan. I did astronomy research all 4 years of my undergraduate career, and I am now doing research at Cal State LA. Currently, I am measuring the star formation history in the dwarf galaxy called IC 1613. I'm going to test if you all know what that means. Doing research is what I enjoy the most about astrophysics, and I hope to go into a research career in which I probe the nature of dark matter by investigating large structures like galaxies and clusters. This career path requires a great deal of education. After graduating from the master's program at Cal State LA, I plan to begin a PhD in astronomy astrophysics. This path comes at a large financial cost, which has consistently been my largest obstacle in reaching my goals. The completion of my bachelor's degree was made possible by various grants, scholarships, and loans. Most of these same grants and loans are unavailable to graduate students, so pursuing my master's degree has been extra challenging. In addition to student loans, I am also working as a graduate assistant at Cal State LA and working a second job off campus. The Roland L. Carpenter Memorial Scholarship has taken a significant burden off my shoulders this year, and I feel honored and grateful to be selected for this scholarship. Thanks to this scholarship, I am able to put more of my energy into my studies instead of finances. I would like to extend my thanks to Dr. Dorothy Keene for recognizing my academic pursuits in astrophysics. Dr. Roland Carpenter's impact at Cal State LA and in astrophysics is extremely admirable. I greatly appreciate Dr. Keene's commitment to keeping this legacy alive by supporting early career astrophysicists, an action that he has clearly known and has been respected for. I plan to honor Dr. Carpenter's legacy by continuing to devote my focus and efforts to building a fulfilling career in astrophysics. And I am very happy to wish Marlee well as she pursues her future in astrophysics. The next award is one that honors the memory of a dear friend and colleague whose imprint remains as a scholar, an outstanding teacher, a pioneer in student-centered instruction, and a leader at Cal State LA. Dimitri Margasiotis's contributions to the university, to his Department of Physics and Astronomy, to all students, and upon retirement to the Emeriti Association are lasting. He extended himself as much after retirement as he did as a full professor, totaling 39 years of dedication to Cal State LA. We are grateful to his wife Val, his family, and friends for establishing this scholarship. It is my honor to introduce the first recipient of the Demetrius J. Margasiotis Memorial Scholarship in Biochemistry, Samuel Groyson. Tell us your story, Samuel.
Thank you so much first for the introduction, and I want to express my profound honor to receive the Demetrius Margasiotis Scholarship. Throughout my time at Cal State LA, I've been supported at every step of my academic journey by those around me, and this support is ultimately what I think makes this honor a reality. First and foremost among my supporters are my parents, for whom my level of appreciation cannot even be put into words. For the past 18 years of my life, they have guided me toward the path to success. They have sacrificed their time for me, time and time again. After entering Cal State LA through the early entrance program at the age of 14, my parents would drive me to and from campus, all the way from our home in Orange County for the next several years. Without their generosity, I would not even have the ability to be a student, much less succeed. My time at Cal State LA has also helped me clarify my career goals thanks to the mentorship of Dr. Yishan Wang, whose laboratory I have had the pleasure of being in for the past 3 years. Dr. Wang has taught me all that I know about research, from designing experiments to publishing my results, and has expanded my love for chemistry and electrochemistry. Dr. Wang's proactive mentorship has given me countless opportunities to succeed as a researcher. Overall, thanks to my experience, I now know that my future career lies in research. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Demetrius Margasiotis for his contributions to Cal State LA, which I believe have directly impacted my course of study. In reading more about Dr. Margasiotis, I learned about his contributions to science education at Cal State LA, wherein he implemented novel learning techniques in core introductory physics and chemistry classes. Looking back around 3 or 4 years ago at my own academic journey, I realized it was my wonderful experience in my introductory chemistry and physics classes that motivated me to even pursue a career in the sciences, and it's incredible to realize that I have Dr. Margasiotis to thank for that. With that in mind, I am motivated to take this legacy of Dr. Margasiotis further in my career. Teaching has always had an essential place in my heart. For the past 2 years, I have served as the head tutor at Cal State LA's Chemistry and Biochemistry Club, where I have heard many heartfelt stories of our tutoring helping students go from getting just average grades to getting the top scores in their classes. Receiving an award in the honor of Dr. Margasiotis inspires me to realize my goal of educating the next generation of students as I move towards a career in academia. In closing, I want to thank the Emeriti Association for selecting me as an awardee, my supporters in my family and Dr. Wang, and as well as Dr. Margasiotis for his legacy of serving students, which I hope to emulate in my career. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jose Galvan, who will introduce our next set of award recipients. Jose?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jose Galvan. I am a past president of the Emeriti Association, and it is my great honor to introduce the next group of award recipients for named endowed scholarships and fellowships. First, the recipient of the Vicente Zapata Undergraduate Scholarship is Cristina Orgata, who is majoring in public health. Cristina?
Hello, my name is Christina Ogata, and I just wanted to say that I'm thankful and honored to be awarded a scholarship from the Mariner Foundation Association. And it is thanks to these scholarships and grants that I'm able to continue to pursue my higher education and be able to work and to focus on achieving my goals that I want to achieve in the future, especially as a low income and first generation student. So right now, after I'm a public health major right now at Cal State LA and will be going into my senior year this upcoming fall. And after I graduate, I plan on applying to an accelerated Bachelor of Nursing program and able to be able to get my second bachelor's in nursing since my career objective is to be a registered nurse. And I'm very interested in becoming a pediatric registered nurse so I could be able to work with kids. But I've also been looking at other aspects as well. And since I was younger, I've always been passionate about wanting to help those in my community. And my past experiences in volunteering at a hospital setting, healthcare setting have continued to drive my passion on wanting to help the community. And I hope to do that as a registered nurse in the future and be able to serve those in need in any way that I can. And I would like to I would like to owe my success to my parents who have always been there and have made me the person I am today and always reminding me how important my education is. And then I feel that my determination and my willingness to continue my education is because of them. They've always been there to support me, take the time to help me since I was younger, especially my dad, who's always been there to help me, especially when it came to school. And again, I'm very thankful for that. And especially being the first person in my family to be in college and about to get my degree, my bachelor's degree, I feel that this is not only for me, but for them as well. And so I would like to thank the association for awarding me the scholarship.
Thank you, Christina, for those nice words. Our next recipient, Laura To, received the Jane Matson Memorial Scholarship in Counseling. Laura?
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity and honor to share my story. So I joined the Cal State LA School Psychology program because I've spent the past couple years working in the education system and within DAR autism home health interventions. And from this, I've seen the power of early intervention, home and school collaboration, and the power that educational professionals have to making positive outcomes in students' lives. And school psychologists wear so many hats that hit all these points. I'm also a San Gabriel Valley native, so really close to the Cal State LA area, and I've seen how Cal State LA has been a pillar in local student support services, be it our faculty being practicing school psychologists within those local districts or providing consultation services to implement interventions that are evidence-based within these local districts. I'm currently in my final year of the program, and I'm doing my full-time internship in the Whittier SELPA in the behavior department, and in this space, I'm working a lot on behavior support, counseling, multi-tiered systems of support, collaboration, consultation, assessment, and so much more. So this fellowship is incredibly helpful to address my reduced work hours to fulfill my full-time internship obligations. I'm also applying to PhD programs in developmental and school psychology with hopes to make academia more accessible and improve school psychology training programs to support student resilience and screening and intervention implementation science, specifically with culturally and linguistically diverse students. And my current work in our school psychology program and in local and national organizations to promote graduate level writing has been helpful to fulfill this first step. After graduating this year, I hope to pass my board certified behavior analyst exam or the BCBA exam to continue my research projects with students' behavioral supports and international school psychology. I also hope to give back to the Cal State LA community through local district collaboration to implement evidence-based district consultation with multi-tiered programming and hopefully to join the Cal State system as school faculty to provide more opportunities to our school psychology students. I would like to extend this appreciation to the support network that Cal State LA and the Emeriti Association has provided through fellowship, scholarship, career development community with faculty, colleagues, and friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Our next awardee is Demetrio Robollo, who is the recipient of the John L. Houck Memorial Scholarship in Political Science. Demetrio could not join us today, but he provided the following statement, which I will now read. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to testify about the trials in my life. You may already know the history on which I stand. Politics has dominated my life since the start of the Salvadoran Civil War. Without it, my father might never have fled to the United States. Such circumstances would seem to place a mountain of distance between him and his survival, let alone the opportunity for an education. His scars from that time were what drove me to understand the story of my family. When asked, my mother would encourage us to read books that told the stories my father was too haunted to tell. It is knowing the potential that was taken from him that guided me to find mine. This appetite for learning became the root of my becoming the first generation scholar in my family, the fruit of which was nearly eclipsed in my first year as a graduate student. One of my most life-changing challenges happened suddenly in the first year of my master's degree. At that time, it was cheaper and more convenient to ride a motorcycle than to take the LA Metro, and I was involved in an accident the Sunday before midterms. At that moment, it seemed that my life halted. I was unable to walk, nor to work, nor to travel to attend school. I was forced to stay home, being too poor to continue my education. Yet my heart ached for me to continue as diligently as I could. I knew I couldn't do it alone. It is in the eye of that storm that I decided to throw myself to mercy and grace. Without it, I would not be able to afford finishing my master's program. It felt like a mountain stood in my path, a mountain that threatened to hold back the story of my family. But my prayers were answered just in time, leaving my faith and soul refreshed. This is why I now write these words of appreciation for the Emeriti Association for answering my prayers. This fellowship and its acceptance show both recognition and relief in the midst of my struggle. The mountain that threatened to stop me was being cleared out before my very eyes. Receiving this fellowship and the generosity afforded by it tells me that the story of my family does not end here. While I might still hobble when I walk, I know that I can now continue down this road with confidence. When I had only hope, I prayed, and my prayers were answered. The Emeriti Association and the John Houck Memorial Fellowship served as an expression of assistance for me in my time of need. I hope that my words will serve to encourage any and all who are listening. From those who have generously contributed to these endowments, I want you to hear this story as evidence that you helped to give hope to those who are struggling. The budding fruits of my efforts were tested last year, but by persevering, my hard work has been strengthened. It was a blessing to learn of the generosity of the alumni and faculty members who read my story and chose to give me hope with this award. I know that this hope will be shared with others like me, and one day I hope to join the efforts to clear away hindrances for others as this award has done for me. I thank God for the test of my faith and the Emeriti Association for their generosity. With a heart full of gratitude, I get to tell my story and I continue to create history. Those were Demetrio Robollo's words. The next award honors the memory of a very special friend to many of us, William A. Taylor. In addition to his long tenure as a professor of physics, Bill served the university in several leadership positions, including Associate Dean of the College of Letters and Sciences, Associate Vice President of Academic Affairs, and Acting Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. He also served a term as Chair of the Academic Senate. After his retirement, Bill served the Emeriti Association as president twice, in fact. Bill's friendship was special to many of us, and it is a distinct honor that I am able to announce the first ever recipient of the fellowship that bears his name. That recipient of the William A. Taylor Memorial Scholarship in Physics is Alex Nicolian. Alex.
First of all, I am honored to receive this award, honoring such an amazing figure for the physics department at Cal State LA. And through his efforts, we have an amazing department now, and which I'm a part of. I'm a physics undergraduate student focused on doing astrophysics research here at Cal State LA. I was admitted to the university through the early entrance program when I was 14 years old. And ever since that time, I have so many people to thank for this wild journey of starting college at this age. Most importantly, I want to thank my parents, my family. They've always supported me, even when they thought I was crazy for wanting to go to university at such a young age. But it's paid off, so they've supported me through my ridiculous endeavors. I want to thank the Emeriti Association as this is my second scholarship with them, as I was the former recipient of the Roland L. Carpenter Scholarship. Thank you for supporting my education and supporting the research that I do here. It allows me to do work for the university. I'm actually applying for graduate school, so this scholarship will also be helping me for paying those lofty fees because I'm applying to 19 schools and that can be pretty expensive at the end of the day. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all the help that the Emeriti Association does for our community here at Cal State LA, and I just wanted to say thank you and thank you for supporting me as well.
Thank you, Alex. Finally, the recipient of the Mary Gormley Memorial Scholarship in History is Marjorie Hunt. Marjorie was not able to join us today, but we wish her the best this year and in the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Kathy Riley, who will introduce another group of award recipients this afternoon. Kathy?
Thank you, Jose. Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us for this special event. My name is Kathy Riley, and I'm the retired emerita professor in the College of Education. I'm also the immediate past president of the Emeriti Association. It's my pleasure to introduce several of the special award recipients from the Graduate Scholarship Fellowship Fund. Our first awardee is Angelica Escobar Paez, who is a counseling major, and she has received the Graduate Fellowship for Academic Excellence. Angelica?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Kathy. My name is Angelica. I am a graduate student in the counseling program for school psychology. My experience as a first-generation student of color has definitely shaped my perspective as a future school psychologist. And coming from that background, I want to make sure that I provide the space for my future students to feel supported and valued so that they can reach their potential just as I have been supported along in my path. As a first-generation college student, it's been very challenging to navigate through higher education. There's been a lot of pressure as I enter in these new spaces, pressure from society, pressure from my family, and the pressure that I put on myself as well, and dealing with imposter syndrome and managing financial, mental, emotional struggles have been really challenging. And the biggest source of motivation and what has kept me going up until this point has been my family. I have my two grandparents and my mom who have sacrificed so much of their lives to continue giving me the opportunities that I have today. And I'm so, so grateful for their patience and understanding and time. Their resilience has, and it will always be my greatest source of motivation to keep going in higher education. I also owe so much incredible gratitude to the support system that I have found here at school through my mentors, my professors over at the counseling program for school psychology, my peer groups that I've made, and programs like the Emeriti Association have all played significant role in supporting my education. I'm so thankful. And receiving this fellowship is a lot more than just financial relief. It's a recognition of my journey as a student and of all the hard work that I have put in. And this scholarship will also help me put my full focus in my studies and my fieldwork as I finish up my final year in the school psychology program. I'm also super honored to have been chosen for this scholarship And I want to express my sincere gratitude to all of the Emeriti Association members who make this possible to continue supporting Cal State LA students. Thank you so much for your support and for believing in me.
Thank you so much. Your tributes to everyone who helped you along the way were really very heartfelt, and we appreciate it. I'd like to introduce the next recipient of the Academic Excellence Award in the Fellowship Fund, and that would be Arpit Vaishya. Arpit?
Hello, everyone. My name is Arpit Vaishya, and I'm deeply honored to receive this fellowship. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the association for its support and all the recognition. This fellowship is not only a significant milestone for me, but also a testament to the values of encouragement and dedication that this association upholds for me. As a graduate student in computer science with a focus on computer graphics, my journey has been shaped by a passion for augmented and virtual reality. And before coming here in US, I worked as a software engineer in India for 3 years in the same field, which only deepened my interest over there. During a virtual conference, I had the privilege of connecting with Dr. Navid Amini, one of my thesis professor too, who encouraged me to join this program and collaborate on his research projects. His mentorship and instrumental in my decision to pursue this path over here. And being an international student has been an incredible journey for me, but though not without any challenges. Adapting to the cultural differences in the US was overwhelming for me at first, but each experience has taught me resilience and adaptability over here. I owe my success not only to my parents who are in India right now, but also who have supported me so far, but also to the friends and roommates who became my family over here. Their kindness and wavering support have made all the differences over here. I'm also deeply thankful to my professors at Cal State LA who recognized my all the efforts and supported me with the invaluable guidance and letters of recommendation which they provided me. Their encouragement has opened doors for all the new opportunities and it has also reinforced my drive over here. This fellowship is an incredible honor, allowing me to focus deeply on my studies and research without the added financial stress. It is a stepping stone toward my career aspirations and enabling me to dedicate myself fully to the advancing field in which I am researching right now. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you, Arpit. And your words really, I hope, will be translated to your parents back in India because they'll be able to
Yeah.
see a copy of this video.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'd like to introduce now Christopher Sid, who also was a member of the Television and Film College. He's a graduate fellowship recipient for academic excellence, but he wasn't able to join us today. But we do have a video greeting that he has created. So let's play the video from Christopher.
Hi there, my name is Christopher Sid, and I wanted to thank the Emeriti Association for awarding me this fellowship. I'm sorry I couldn't be here in person today. I'm currently at the National Latinx Theater Convening hosted by the Latino Theater Company this year. The theater convening is a nationwide convening of over 150 Latino theater makers from across the US. So I'm truly honored to be there, but also I'm truly honored to be awarded this fellowship and to thank everyone involved in making this a reality. I'm currently getting my MFA in television, film, and theater writing option. And part of the journey that came towards choosing this career path was directed primarily from my culture as a Latino. I'm a first generation student, and there's a lot of worries that come with being first generation, such as making or choosing a career that's financially stable, which you can't make a stable career in arts. Let me preface by that. And instead of going the route of a lawyer or doctor that most Latino parents would urge their children to go to, my parents allowed me to explore, allowed me to do art, allowed me to do music, allowed me to do theater, film. They were my biggest supporters. And because of that, I wanted to make myself the most holistically knowledgeable person that I could possibly be. So in my undergraduate studies, I studied all across the medium. And now in LA Theater, I'm known as a producer, director, writer, arts advocate, teaching artist, and administrator. I've truly come to love theater, not only as an art form and a business, but as well as a community. And that's what I aim to do with my career, with my degree here from Cal State LA, is to truly host a safe space for the future generations of theater makers and to make sure that theater exists for everyone. Whether it's culturally specific theaters such as Latino Theater Company, East West Players, or even in a more global market such as the larger theaters in Los Angeles like Pantages or Center Theater Group. I want to take this time to really quickly thank everyone who has been in my life that has supported me, all of my friends and cohort members, all of the faculty, staff from television, film, and theater, and especially my family, my parents, Fernando y Josefina, without which I truly would not be able to do what I do, and to work towards creating a sustainable future for theater. And I also want to thank the director of the MFA, Randy Trapitz. And once again, I want to thank the Emeriti Association.
Thank you very much for that video, Christopher. I'd like to introduce to you now the recipients for the Graduate Fellowship for Academic Excellence, and her name is Kylie Robinson. She was unable to attend today and join us, but I do have a statement which I would like to read for you all. To the Emeriti Scholarship Fellowship Association, thank you all so much for your generosity and support in my academic journey. I'm very sorry I cannot attend today's Zoom meeting, but I still need to acknowledge the great help your financial gift is towards me and my family while I'm in graduate school. In May 2025, I will graduate from Cal State LA, having completed all requirements to graduate with my Master of Fine Arts degree in film, television, and theater, with my option in writing. Basically, writing was something that I wanted to focus on, but I did experience all the different artistic disciplines: acting, directing, producing, and scenography. I uprooted my whole family and life for 5 months after my second child was born to come to Cal State LA for my MFA. Our family, including 2 large dogs, a toddler, and a newborn, moved into a local motel for a month because the home we were buying wasn't ready. Juggling the move from the motel and beginning an arduous graduate school program was not easy. However, I continued and through my hard work, made my journey complete. I received a membership with a fellow student to learn the art of scenic design, and then I went on to design a school production. Another fellow student studying acting asked me to be her partner for the Kennedy Center College Film Festival, where we went on to compete in the competition finals. I was also an assistant director of a professional world premiere play. I just presented my MFA culminating project, which was a full-length play, a comedic dramatization of the Adam and Eve story from the book of Genesis in the Bible, with the story written directly and entirely from Eve's point of view. I hired a director for the stage readings of this play, which were my public presentations of the piece, and I'm very proud of how my art has evolved and grown since I started this journey. Halfway through my graduate school program, my husband and I separated, an enormous shift in the middle of my life, when I'm now the most vulnerable with no job, 2 children, a mortgage, and graduate school debt. Your financial award has been a true gift to get me through my education. I have worked very hard to get this degree, but I did not do it alone. I thank you with all my heart for all of the help that you have helped and continue to help me to push through and push forward with all of my dreams. Thank you so much. I think we can move on to the next part of the script, and that would be our other and final recipient, and that would be Nai Tang. Nai, can you go ahead and speak? A recipient in School of Social Work.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank everyone for your support and this opportunity to speak. I'm a formerly incarcerated student. My interest in social work began when I was in prison, when I met a man named by the name Jesse Bonderman, who came into the prison to train us on how to become life coaches. It was a transformative experience for me. He helped me see that those of us who are incarcerated can be just about anything we want. Like there's no limit. And I thought that was a really, great way to help other individuals who, like myself, uh, who were ex-gang members, who were, just living on the streets and just really had like a low opinion of ourselves, going to prison. And I went to prison when I was 17 years old. But with that experience, I came to believe in myself. I came to believe that I'm capable of doing things that I normally wouldn't have thought that I able to do. So now that I when I got out, sorry, I'm a little nervous. Got out of prison, I went to Homeboy Industry, and I met a woman by the name of Brittany Morton, uh, the education director there, who encouraged and helped me get into the MSW program. I owe my graduate admission to her. She is an absolute angel. I am so grateful to her. She helped me with the whole process. She pushed me and encouraged me to write my personal statement, apply to several schools. But so I eventually got into two schools, Cal State LA and Cal State Northridge, but I choose Cal State LA because I'm an LA guy. So after graduation, I hope to continue on to get my license. And after I obtain my license, uh, I hope to eventually start a nonprofit that consists of three different types of group homes. One for the reentry population, the second one for group homes for at-risk youth, and the third one for older adults. And the purpose of it would be like the reentry folks can contribute their time to go to the group homes to share their story and like a cautionary tale to the at-risk youth, so they know that like, you know, living that sort of life isn't helpful, because you see people coming out of prison and just telling you that you should change your ways. The juvenile group home, excuse me, super nervous. So the at-risk youth can go to the older adults group home, and they can like contribute their time there to volunteer and kind of like, play games, or just kind of like spend time with the older adults, and the old adults there can like share their wisdom with the youth. And so it's the whole concept is this intergenerational understanding, right? Like it's kind of like empathy building that I'm hoping like it'll do for the youth, for the at-risk youth. And the reason being is that when I was a youth, I didn't have guidance. I lacked empathy, which allowed me to commit crimes on my community, and which led me to eventually going to prison. And so I think this is important for the youth, so they can grow up to be uh, productive citizens and responsible adults. Um, so yeah, that's the work and my long-term goal. I am honored and grateful to have received the Emeriti Fellowship Award, and I want to thank the Emeriti Association for their support and belief in me. I want to thank everybody, and yeah, so thank you. And again, truly and grateful and appreciative for the award.
Wow, thank you so much. That was truly an inspirational story. And to think of the obstacles that you have overcome, we are so proud of you for all of your competent, industrious work and your academic excellence, as well as your personal voyage. And now I'd like to turn to our next person, our last recipient of the Academic Excellence Award from the Fellowship Fund, Janet Perez. Janet.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janet Perez, and I'm a second-year graduate student in the 3-year Master of Social Work program. I want to first and foremost express my heartfelt gratitude for selecting me as a recipient of the Emeriti Association Scholarship. I currently work part-time since we are completing our practicum hours this year. So this scholarship will not only significantly alleviate the financial worry of being able to pay for tuition, it will also allow me to continue to focus on my studies. My aspiration is to become a licensed clinical social worker. I chose to pursue this degree due to my personal experiences and work in the nonprofit field over the past 8 years. I have been able to work with a diverse range of individuals, particularly women who have faced significant challenges, including generational cycles of unhealthy relationships, domestic violence, and trauma. There was a specific client that pushed me to go for the master's program in the sense that I wish I would have been able to do more for her at the time than what I was capable when I was working with her. She was in a cycle of abuse. She recognized that she was in that cycle and was able to articulate and make a connection that she grew up in a home where there was intimate partner violence and how that impacted her normalization of healthy and unhealthy behaviors. And although she was aware of this behavior and this pattern, she didn't know how to break that cycle. And so my hope is that advancing my education will better equip me to assist individuals like the client that I mentioned and the community at large to be able to overcome systemic barriers and inequalities. So thank you once again for this incredible opportunity and for getting me one step closer to achieving it.
Okay, thank you so much. And now I would like to introduce to you Deborah Schaefer, who is going to continue with the awards from the Fellowship Fund. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Kathy. Well, good afternoon. I am Deborah Schaefer. I'm an Emerita faculty member from the University Library, and I'm a member of the Emeriti Association Executive Committee. I have the honor of introducing the remainder of the Emerita Fund fellowships and the recipients of the named Emerita Fund fellowships. First, we have Suyog Pote, who is majoring in healthcare management and is the next recipient of the Graduate Fellowship for Academic Excellence. Suyog?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to have received the Emeriti Association Scholarship. The support brings me closer to achieving my goals in healthcare, a field I'm passionate about because of its profound impact on individuals and communities, especially in times of needs like pandemic, like we recently saw. My journey began as a dentist, where I had the privilege of providing care directly to patients. This experience showed me the immense impact that quality healthcare and compassionate care can have on people's life. Beyond dentistry, the pandemic made me realize the importance of better healthcare delivery and ensuring access and efficiency, especially in underserved communities. My time working during the pandemic reinforced my resolve to pursue healthcare management degree. I am committed to making a difference not only in healthcare delivery, but in creating a more equitable system for all of us. I am also thrilled to share my recent acceptance into the Advanced Standing DDS program at NYU College of Dentistry, which will allow me to bridge clinical practice and use my knowledge from my healthcare degree to create meaningful change in the community. This scholarship has been instrumental in making my application to this programs possible, providing the support I needed to pursue my educational and professional goals. I am deeply grateful to my family, mentors, and friends who instilled in me the values of resilience, dedication, and service. Growing up with my grandparents who are educators taught me that true success lies in making a difference in others' lives, a lesson that continues to guide my path. I would especially like to thank my professor and mentor, Dr. Choi, for her invaluable guidance and encouragement, and to my best friend, Shrishti, who is here for her constant support. My career goals are centered on advancing healthcare, including preventive practices in dentistry, to build a system that is effective but affordable and accessible to all and every one of us. This scholarship is more than a financial support and reaffirms my dedication to healthcare and public service. I would like to thank once again for this opportunity, and a special thank to the Emeriti Association for their generous support, which makes a meaningful difference, not just in my journey, but in the journeys of everyone who believes in the vision of creating a positive change for our communities. So thank you again.
Oh, well, thank you, Siog, for sharing your story and your journey, and I wish you luck on your next endeavor at NYU. Our final recipient of the Graduate Fellowship for Academic Excellence is Victoria Cecilia, who is majoring in music. Victoria?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to the Emeriti Association. This is kind of a big deal for me. It's a little bit about my background. I grew up in a very dysfunctional and alcoholic family, and was eventually emancipated, which meant like school was not really an option for me. I just had to sort of learn how to survive. And there is like growing up like that, there's just like a lot of trauma, and it's hard to know how to be, in life. And I found music that, or like really early on, like that was like a safe space for me. And I ended up being a musician, and that's most of my adult life was I worked as a musician. And what I realized when I was out, because I toured a lot, is I would meet people that had the same experience as me and would tell me that my music helped them through tough times. And that really inspired me because I knew what they meant because I had the same experience with other people's music. And I thought I should go back to school and like learn how to be even better at this because this is powerful stuff. This is like the way I can kind of contribute to, people's lives. It also really inspired me to get involved in music, I guess music education, but on a volunteer level. Like I started reaching out to places, particularly at-risk youth, because that's who I could relate to. I wanted to teach music to people who would not normally have that opportunity to study music because I really believe it's so important. So I did that. I started a music program through the mission, and got to work with people that had been homeless, and they were living in this temporary living facility. And it was incredible to see them work on this music because it became like really personal, especially as I started teaching them songwriting, and they would bring in like their own lyrics just from their experiences. And thought it was incredibly powerful. And then coming back to school it was difficult because I'm an older student. And also, even though I'm an older student, it's still difficult to not have like support of a family. So getting this reward or award from you guys is kind of a big deal. Like it means a lot more than you might think. Of course, it's really great. It's like the money is super helpful, but it's even more so, I would say, for me, it's like knowing that there are some people out there, people I don't even know, that see what I do and think I'm worthy of some support. And it really means a lot. So thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. And I will, this is like the end of my graduate degree in music. And I kind of thought, well, after this, I'm going to just continue doing what I'm doing, like play shows, volunteer. But I've started to become really curious about maybe doing a PhD. I'm interested in how to use music as medicine because I've done a lot of studies recently about how music affects us, like how powerful it actually is, like even like the different frequencies. And without getting into too much nerdy stuff right here, there's some really interesting research out there. So I'm possibly going to go in that direction now. But thank you so much again. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victoria. Congratulations again on your award, and we wish you well on your journey, which sounds just fascinating, and all the best. This year's recipient of the James M. Rosser Emeriti Fund Fellowship in Biology is India Wesley Cardwell. India?
Hello, everyone. I am thankful to be here today, and I am a student in biology. I am a master's, and I'm in my second year of my program. I've been a student at Cal State LA since my undergraduate years, and I decided to continue with Cal State LA in the graduate level because this is a school that supports minority students and has an excellent science department. And I am a full-time researcher, and my love for science just continues to grow, and I love learning new techniques and forging connections within my scientific community. As an African-American woman, I understand sometimes that pursuing science was not always something I thought was in my reach. Even in a homogeneous community, you sometimes feel like, well, am I still meant to be here? And awards like this say, yes, you are. And I was fortunate that I had a family that exposed me to very diverse role models at a young age, and their support allowed me to strive for excellence. And I knew that if I put in the time and the hard work, I could achieve my goals. And through multiple science classes, I found that my love for science was true, and I wanted to make a career out of it. And so I even try to give back in ways where I volunteer in activities where youth are being shown the amazing world of science. So I am one of those students that has been recognized for the Emeriti Scholarship. And this is an outstanding opportunity because it recognizes that the hard work that each of us have done matters, because sometimes as a student, you are doing all these things in the background and you're not being given recognition all the time. And, you know, someone's not always patting you on the back for every paper you turn in and every test that you do. But this scholarship not only gives a financial award, but it also gives you the confidence to show you that your work is meaningful and that each of us are on the right track and we have a good future ahead of us. Because of the Emeriti Scholarship, we also have something to boast about. Each of us are able to put this in our CV and be recognized in a way that says that we are putting the time and effort in to become something within each of our fields. So I'm thankful for the Emeriti Scholarship for confirming that for me and showing me that all the time that I put into my education is going to become something. As I am doing my applications for fall for PhD, I'm happy to put this on my CV, like I said, and I'm happy to boast that I have such an amazing faculty behind me, because Cal State LA as a whole has these opportunities, and I'm so grateful I was able to be a part of this. So thank you to everyone who chose me, and I hope all the best to everyone who was also chosen.
Thank you, India. We're glad you found Cal State LA and that you found a place within the sciences, and wish you well in your PhD program. Next, we have Eric Phipps, who is majoring in philosophy. He is the recipient of the Sidney Albert Emeriti Fund Fellowship. Eric?
I'm so thankful to receive this award. It's an emotional moment for me. It's been a long road, and thank you to everybody first off and foremost. The first decade of my life was marked by challenges with eyesight. This is something that now is thankful to the sciences and contact lenses. I'm able to function and everything. Doctors discovered that I had undiagnosed myopic nearsightedness that kind of perplexed every single optometrist that I went to. I guess I had demonstrated few outward signs of having impoverished sight, but inside I was working overtime, capturing sort of long exposures of light in articulate shapes, bleeding colors into one another, which I synthesized into some kind of knowledge about the world. My imagination kind of grew out of this fundamental lack of sight. I came to develop other senses, perceptive knowledge, in my attempt to kind of grasp the world around me. And I'm now convinced that this was definitely the first philosophical transformation that I undertook all those years ago. Developing new ways of seeing is central to my interest in pursuing a PhD in philosophy. I intend to eventually become an educator who empowers students to develop their own philosophical sight, insisting in new ways of thinking, new forms of philosophical creativity. I want to become a professor who encourages others to develop that own unique line of thought that only they have and take it all the way to the limits of what thought can do in an uncompromising manner. Taking up critical positions in challenging pre-established ways of thinking about the world poses danger from the outside. Pressures to please moneyed interests or even dominant social political powers. This threatens sometimes academic and professional security that we have. Historically speaking, as demonstrated in Socrates' persecution in ancient Athens, as well as Angela Davis just a half century ago, practicing philosophy can carry the ultimate penalty. Many forget that Angela Davis taught philosophy at UCLA. She and Herbert Marcuse, a great German philosopher who fled the Nazis in the 1930s, forged an unlikely friendship rooted in mutual respect and philosophical mentorship, not unlike that of Plato and Socrates. Philosophy can be intense and terrifyingly earth-shattering. It is one of the most transformative displays of human intellectual creativity that I've found. However, and this history definitely carries an immense power to reconstruct and help reinterpret our own thought and the world around us. And philosophy is built on a foundation of mentorship and friendship. That being said, I owe my success to my mentors, excuse me, who have put persistent effort into shaping the person that I am today. I'd like to thank first and foremost my incredible mentor and friend, Jay Conway. Jay, thank you so much. Always pushing me and showing me the courage that it takes to continue putting words on the page and making a lasting impact on how I do philosophy today. I'm endlessly thankful for you, Jay. Thank you. I would like to also thank the entire philosophy department at Cal State LA for being my home away from home for the last 5 years or so, especially Talia Betcher, Mohammed Abed, Michael Shim, and Dirk Karner. You all have had such a huge impact on what I do and the way that I do it. And thank you also to my entire family, my mother and father, and my lovely life partner and wife, Sonia Jo. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank the Emeriti Association for awarding me the Sidney Albert Fellowship and believing in me to do everything that that I promised to do and that I can be a leader in my community. The resounding effect of your vote of confidence today toward my future goals and accomplishments will forever mean the world to me. And thank you for the continued work that you do to support brave students facing adversity and challenges at Cal State LA and beyond, supporting us in our future endeavors. Someday, I hope to be able to do the same thing for others as you've done for me. So thank you all.
Thank you, Eric. And we wish you well as you pursue your PhD to become an academic educator. We wish you well. Thank you. Our next recipient is Violeta Murillo, who is majoring in Chicano Latino Studies and is the recipient of the Donald O. Dewey Emeriti Fund Fellowship. Violeta?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Violeta Murillo, and I am a second-year graduate student in the Chicano, and Latino Studies program in the College of Ethnic Studies. I'm honored to be in community with you all and share my educational journey and to express my gratitude for this opportunity. Throughout my academic path, I have faced significant challenges, particularly as an undocumented immigrant navigating higher education. However, it is the resilience and perseverance demonstrated by my immediate, extended, and chosen families that have inspired me to overcome these obstacles. I stand here today committed to pursuing an admission to a social science PhD program in the fall of 2025. And looking ahead, my career goal is to secure a position in academia where I can utilize my experiences to inspire and empower students to achieve their educational dreams. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to my family, mentors, professors, staff, and friends who are watching today, because I would not be where I am today, nor would I be able to reach my future aspirations without their unconditional support. I'm truly honored to have been selected as the recipient of the Donald O. Dewey Emeriti Fund Fellowship. This fellowship has provided me with a sense of security and enabled me to concentrate on my culminating experience at Cal State LA and ensure that I graduate with my Master of Arts degree in Chicana Chicano and Latino Studies in the spring of 2025, free from financial stress. And lastly, I want to express my sincere gratitude once again to the Cal State LA Emeriti Association for their generosity and investment in my future. I'm excited about the journey ahead and looking forward to making meaningful contributions to Cal State LA and the broader academic community. Thank you.
No, thank you, Violetta. Congratulations again, and another best wishes. We look forward to you joining academia as a professor. Thank you. Lauren Hill, who is earning her degree in environmental science and received the Frida Stahl Emeriti Fund Fellowship, is our next recipient. Lauren?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for hanging out until the end. My name is Lauren Hill. I'm a second-year grad student in the MS Environmental Science, Environmental Biology program in the Wood, Avian, and Urban Ecology Lab. My focus is in ornithology and avian ecology, but I didn't always know that I wanted to pursue avian ecology. I had actually studied theater my whole life. And in fact, I received a BFA in music theater in 2012 for my undergraduate degree. But I had a huge career shift in 2016 when I started volunteering at a local Audubon Center and native plant nursery. And I started getting really into native habitat restoration and bird conservation and environmental education. And these experiences there and the people that I met inspired me to pursue these passions professionally. And so for the last 9 years, I've worked as a field biologist and avian ecologist, kind of building up my resume with tons of field job experience, despite not having a science degree. But during this time, I found that navigating a career in avian sciences was really difficult with an unrelated degree. And I felt severe imposter syndrome and insecurities regarding my legitimacy as a scientist and a woman in STEM. So this prompted me to want to go back to school and get my MS. But to do this, I had to complete a ton of prerequisites to be able to even apply to grad school because my undergrad consisted of no scientific curriculum. So between springs 2021 and 2023, I completed 40 units of science-related curriculum to be able to attend Cal State LA as a grad student last fall. So another huge motivator for me to want to go back to school and obtain a degree that's related to my current field and more representative of the accomplishments I've made in this field was that in April of 2021, I co-founded a bird banding research station in the San Gabriel Mountains above LA called the Bear Divide Banding Station. Every spring, we operate as a migratory bird monitoring research project where we band thousands of birds that are migrating through this very narrow mountain pass. And we started this project initially to conduct migratory bird research and establish this long-term data set to assess trends in migratory population dynamics and physiology, but it really grew into something a lot bigger than that. So now we actually have over 12 collaborative project partners. We provide professional development and training to over 40 volunteers, and the list is growing. And we provide community education and outreach programs to many hundreds of public visitors each spring. So for me now leading these research efforts at Bear Divide, I felt like I really needed to go back to school to gain the research and analytical skills to match my prior years of practical field experience. I had a ton of experience actually collecting data, but I really became more interested in generating and driving the exploration of research questions myself. And so for my master's thesis, I'm actually using our data set from Bear Divide to answer questions about migratory connectivity in the West. And after obtaining my MS in environmental biology, I have plans to continue conducting avian research locally, hopefully by establishing our research station as a nonprofit bird observatory, which would be LA's first bird observatory, with the hopes that it'll act sort of as this central avian research hub for ornithological partnerships and projects and training programs and continued community outreach across LA County and hopefully extended throughout Southern California. Overall, my goal is to work in avian conservation and simultaneously be able to provide space and access to opportunities in ornithological research, regardless of any prior, related experience or academic affiliation. And receiving funding support means everything to me, as I've had to step away a lot from consistent work to pursue my degree. I don't receive any funding from my lab, so I am solely responsible for identifying funding opportunities to support my thesis research and overall tuition costs. So I am so honored and grateful to receive the Dr. Frida Stahl Fellowship Award, and it truly will help sustain my research efforts and help me achieve my academic goals and set me up for my future research goals. So thank you so much to the Emeriti Association, and thank you all for listening and being here today, and congratulations to all the other award recipients.
Lauren, what a journey and how interesting. And it would be wonderful to have a place where we all could go and experience looking at migratory birds and learn more about our own environment here. So congratulations again. Saye Nuragi, majoring in teaching English to speakers of other language and received the Carol Smallenberg Emeriti Fund Fellowship, was unable to join us today, but we wish her the best this year and in the future. Well, colleagues, faculty, family, and friends, we have presented the 2024-25 Cal State Los Angeles Emeriti Association Scholarship and Fellowship recipients. Congratulations to all of the awardees.
Here's what crossed my mind as I was listening to each of you present. First of all, just an overwhelming wow. I was touched. I was moved. I was inspired. And I was impressed. You're amazing. I think everyone who's watching this program would agree. This is an amazing group of students, representative of the many, many, many students that attend Cal State Los Angeles. On behalf of the Emeriti Association, I say to all of tonight's recipients and those who couldn't join us tonight, and trying to be as heartfelt as I possibly can because you just so impressed me. We are proud of you, impressed what you have done and accomplished so far. We know that you will make members of the association at Cal State Los Angeles very proud of you. We are honored to be able to contribute, even in a small way, to your success, not merely by providing some modest financial support, but by also saying, and this is really important, and Victoria touched on it and a couple of others touched upon this, not just the modest financial support, which obviously some of you have indicated really does help, and we recognize that and appreciate it, but also by sharing with you, telling you through these awards that we believe in you and know you will make a difference, not only in what you accomplish in your own life, but what you contribute to society. And that's much of what Cal State Los Angeles is, has always been, and we hope will always be. It's not just merely advancing your own personal interests or goals, but also making a difference. And so many of you, in fact, all of you, talked about that. So again, my heartfelt thanks and appreciation for all that you do, you've done, and we know that you will do. I would like to now thank some people who donated to make these awards possible. I would like to specifically acknowledge several people who are in the audience whose generosity has made some of these endowed awards special. So if you'll please bear with me, I'd like to thank Dr. Janet Fisher-Holt, who established the David Cameron Fisher Memorial Fellowship in honor of her late son. Dr. Dorothy Keene, who we heard from earlier, who established the Roland L. Carpenter Memorial Fellowship in honor of her late husband. Doctors Marty Broadwin and Sandy Broadwin and their daughter Erin, who established the Broadwin Family Fellowship. Doctors Bill Darrow and Eleni Pitsudero, who established the Bill Darrow, Eleni Pitsudero, and Athena Fellowship. Who's Athena? That was their dog that they always frequently brought to campus, and many people on campus knew Athena as well, so she became part of the named fellowship. Dr. Vicente Zapata, who established the Vicente Zapata Scholarship in Public Health and Nutritional Science. Dr. Costello Brown, who established the Costello Brown Scholarship Fellowship in Chemistry, Biochemistry, Geology, or Physics. the Spallenberg family, whose mother helped establish the Emeriti Fellowship Program and over the years has generously continued to support it. And of course, the families and friends of our beloved colleagues, Bill Taylor and Dimitri Margaziotis. We appreciate the support that all of you have provided us through the years, and we know will in the future. Before closing, I'd like to acknowledge the help of the faculty who reviewed applications and had to make many tough decisions to arrive at our final selections. I won't go through the names because I see that we have a little bit of time, but I'll let you see who's on the page there. Not on that page. Yes, she is. Okay, got it. I think we covered everybody. I hope I have everybody. Again, we read in pairs of two. We obviously have some criteria. We go through kind of a norming session so that everybody is more or less on the same page, but two individuals have to agree from among the 30 or 35 applications that they read who are their top choices. And from those, we continue to make some very, very tough decisions. So I want to thank them for the time that they devote to this and the hard work and the tough decisions that they have to make. It means a lot, and that's what makes these awards possible. I would also like to thank the staff and faculty who gave up their time to support the application review process and who helped make this event possible. I won't point out any specific names, even though I'm tempted to, because a number of these people play a role behind the scenes. And so I don't know exactly what they do, although I know they make this all possible. So I want them each to know individually that we so much appreciate the work that you do for us, what you contribute to making this presentation, our presentation, as professional as it is, and in such a way that I think it honors particularly the students, the donors certainly, but also honors the students in the way that they deserve to be honored and recognized for their achievements. Finally, I'd like to thank my colleagues on the Fellowship Awards Committee for their many contributions and hard work, and particularly their friendship. And again, their names are on the screen, and I appreciate the work, the support, the input, and again, the camaraderie, the friendship, and the collaboration that we have in doing the work that we all feel is so important. As we close, my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of the students. Thank you so much for sharing your story. We wish you the very best as you complete your degrees at Cal State Los Angeles, in the next phase of your academic or professional endeavors, and in the work you do to make the world a better place. To those attending this event, thank you to those who have contributed so that these awards are possible. Thank you to the Emeriti Association members who attended to meet and support these amazing students. Thank you to the faculty and administrators who attended for all that you do to support students. And finally, kind of coming full circle around again, I guess, thank you to the parents, relatives, and friends. Again, I want to say thank you to the parents, relatives, and friends who attended this event and for the love and support you provide your child, husband or wife, significant other, mother or father, in ways that help them to be the success that they are, and we know that they will fully continue to be. So again, thank you all for attending. We hope that you will continue to support the Emeriti Fellowship Program, and that we'll see you again to meet the next group of just really, truly amazing students. Thank you so much for attending. We appreciate it all. Have a good evening.